people want to see the bulges, people want to see the muscles, people want to see the greased up bodies, and you will have in your face.
My name is Sarah, and I've been dancing for less than a year.
My stage name is August. I've been dancing professionally in the city for the last 6, almost 7 years.
Went to the stage, they hit sprint. Breaking the bank, I might just blink. Throwing the bed and throwing the hits.
Oh, she's sick.
I wonder if this pole is attached to the ceiling or if it's just freestanding. So sometimes she kind of hits the pole and the pole wavers. Like, no, you have to look like you're weightless, like an angel.
This has to like take place like somewhere in the South. Strip and club culture down there is so like heavily embraced into like mainstream and popular culture, especially within like Black and queer communities.
There wasn't any connection with the audience. Like, you were like alluring, you're a fantasy. The way you get more money, make the crowd go wild is when you get down, like after you get off the pole, you like crouch down, you kind of like, you know, and look at the person in front of you. People love that. The
way it was filmed or the way that the routine was choreographed, it was just to like implement like trick after trick to like make it come off as like the most impressive routine possible.
Ramona! Oh, Hustlers.
Oh my god, this was such a good movie.
Well, I work at the club where Hustlers was filmed. I did not know that until after I actually got hired. And they were like, girl, have you seen the movie? I was like, no. So that's why I have recently watched it, because I was like, okay, I might as well. Like, that stage that you see is the main stage. I typically don't dance on that stage, so there's 2 more stages. This is where she dances to Criminal, I think. Your DJ must love you to play that song. At some clubs, you can tip the DJ, and the more you tip him, he will play like better songs for you. Up until like 2 o'clock, if you play something like Nicki Minaj or Meg Thee Stallion or Doja Cat, I'm gonna be like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Yeah, it's very realistic to have like that amount of money covering the floor, covering the stage. I think it depends on like where you work, what kind of night it is.
The money's gonna cover the stage, like that's what you want, right? You're probably gonna do like a graceful like sweep to get it out of your way.
Love J-Lo, that was a cute movie. That scene, not realistic. Also, it was kind of a boring routine. And it's kind of a bad routine. Sorry, J-Lo. Like, there wasn't any cohesion between the moves. It wasn't like a linear choreographic piece, if that makes sense. Her dismounts, like I got a little nervous watching her slide down. I was like, you good girl, are you gonna make it?
I have never seen Magic Mike, but the fact that it exists gives me such secondhand embarrassment.
I am often cis-assumed or cis-passing, so it's very easy for me to work in like male-dominant spaces. So I have worked in these kind of bars and these kind of clubs. They don't give that kind of energy, nor oftentimes can they dance that well. I'm
not saying they have to put in less work, but the work that they're putting in is different because the standard for like a fantasy that a woman has to give and where a man has to give is 2 different things. And I think he did a little too much in terms of when he picked up the girl, like his face was like sandwiched between her thighs and his face. Like, that crosses a line.
There is a sometimes massive discrepancy amongst protections and rules and regulations that are for the safety of the dancer when it comes to female-centric spaces versus male-centric spaces. And a lot of that can be contributed to the fact that owners and like organizers of some of the events and parties that I work at are just like, oh, like, they're dudes, it's whatever, they don't care, like, someone can grab their like, they can like walk away and move on from it.
No, dance for me.
She looks great, she looks stunning, she looks great.
Why is she dancing like a GTA stripper?
I love Jamie Lee Curtis, like, she's an icon. Oh.
It just seemed like she's never had a body before or has never owned her sexuality. And If you're struggling with that, then maybe the private room is not where you need to be at the time.
Have I ever done private sessions, private dances? I used to. I find them,
So I have done private one-on-one dances, and what we have is a VIP room. It's a special room where there is like kind of like a curtain, and they pay. It's about, in my club, it's about $100 for 15 minutes, and I get 50% of that.
Personally, I think private dances require a little more presence and attention than stage dancing. With stage dancing, there's not that direct contact and like focus, so you can just kind of like do your thing in the space.
Now she failed.
I will lean into my humility. I will distance myself from my ego in this moment. I have fallen during many a performance. I have tripped, my ankles have buckled. Sometimes it's like that, you know, we're not perfect. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. People want to see the bulges, people want to see the muscles, people want to see the greased up bodies, and you will have in your face.
Clients do not go on stage at all. It's dancers only.
I don't see it too often in like sharing the stage in a performative sense. There wasn't like a set going on. It didn't look like a standard performance. It kind of just looked like boys were like placed across the bar and kind of like doing their own thing.
Is it easier to dance with a partner? It depends on how many poles there are. If there's one pole, then you're definitely gonna have to coordinate, right? Usually one person's gonna go lower, one person's gonna go higher, which means you have to have immense trust that they're not gonna fall and like splat you. Or you're like holding on to each other with like one leg up or something like that. But again, that requires immense trust. Oh, the snake. I love Britney Spears, all right.
I've never seen this movie. She looks great.
In terms of like props, like headdresses, that just would not work if you were physically on stage because it would probably fall off if you were on the pole.
That would fall off in 2 seconds. But I mean, then again, she's not doing much. The most I saw her do was like a little like high release, like open up her chest, and I'm like, cute, but you're not dancing.
In your contracts, you do kind of sign that like no pets are allowed in. You don't know people's allergies, people's reaction, especially to snakes. A lot of people have, that's a very common phobia. A lot of people have that fear. And to mix that fear with possible pleasure might not always work out in the way that you expect it. Especially if you're coming, it seemed like Salma Hayek's character was coming off the stage and onto the floor. You're getting very close to people who might not be comfortable with that.
You know, the health department would shut you down if you like brought something into the bar. Not them just like staring with no expression whatsoever. There was one time where I had just like finished doing like a full number. Song had ended, like I'm done dancing. I'm like starting to like walk off. And no applause. No applause. I feel like some people like aren't really present. They just think like, oh, this is entertainment that's just like going on in the background. Like the foreground is whatever I'm doing. Like if there are people working, if there are people literally giving you a show, be present. There are sadly a lot of social misconceptions around exotic work.
Maybe for like TV stations and stuff, please stop with the dead hooker jokes and killing sex workers. It's not appealing. Like, we deserve better.
No matter the amount of clothing that I'm wearing, or the fact that I am a hired employee of a specific space, does not give you the liberty to touch me in any way that you see fit.